My sister's trophy case gleamed like a shrine to her ego, while my bedroom walls held only faded dreams and a single ultrasound photo. At 28, I was pregnant, broke, and staring at a family that loved me only when I played the supporting role. I'm Emily, the older sister who never quite measured up. Growing up, our small Ohio home buzzed with Mom's endless praise for Claire, my younger sister by 4 years. Claire, the golden child, could do no wrong. Her violin recitals were prodigy level. Her B- report cards were unfairly graded, and her tantrums were passionate self-expression. Me, I was the reliable one, the one who cooked dinner, cleaned the house, and smiled through Mom's backhanded compliments like, "Emily, you're so practical, practical." The word stung like a slap. Claire's golden status wasn't just Mom's doing. Dad, before he left when I was 12, called her his little star. Teachers fawned over her charm. Neighbors whispered about her beauty. I was the shadow, the one who got good grades but no applause, who worked 2 jobs through college while Claire got a car for her 16th birthday. I didn't hate her, not then. I loved her, even when her entitlement grated, even when she borrowed my clothes and returned them stained, even when Mom excused it all with, "She's just young. Emily, be patient." Patience ran dry the day I found out I was pregnant. I was 27 working as a paralegal, scraping by in a 1-bedroom apartment. The father, Jake, was a kind but fleeting presence, a carpenter who moved to Colorado for work before I even knew about the baby. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell anyone at first, not even Mom. I wanted to hold the secret close, to let it be mine before the world weighed in. But secrets don't last in families like ours. Mom found out at Thanksgiving. I'd driven 3 hours to her house, my nausea barely under control. Claire was there, fresh off another life-changing trip Mom had funded, regaling us with stories of her yoga retreat in Bali. I tried to smile, but my heart wasn't in it. When I passed on the wine, Mom's eyes narrowed. "Emily, are you—" Her voice trailed off, but the accusation was already there. "Pregnant," I said, my voice steady despite the knot in my chest. "I'm due in June." The room froze. Claire's fork clattered against her plate. Mom's face twisted, not with joy, but with something sharper disappointment. Maybe, or fear. "Oh, Emily," she said, her tone heavy with pity. "How are you going to manage that?" Claire laughed, a short, cruel bark. "Wow, didn't see that coming. Who's the dad? Some rando." "Claire," Mom snapped, but her eyes stayed on me, searching for a flaw to pin this on. "This is a lot. You're not married. You're barely making ends meet. Have you thought this through?" I gripped my napkin, my knuckles white. "I'm keeping the baby," I said. "I'll figure it out." Mom sighed, the sound she made when Claire failed a test or crashed her car, a sound that said, "This is fixable, but it's your mess." "We'll talk later," she said, and turned back to Claire's Bali stories like my life hadn't just shifted under her feet. The weeks that followed were a blur of doctor's appointments, budgeting, and dodging Mom's helpful suggestions. She sent me articles about adoption, about single mother struggles, about how selfish it was to bring a child into an unstable life. Claire, meanwhile, texted me memes about baby mama drama and asked if I was trying to steal her thunder. I didn't respond. I was too busy working overtime to afford prenatal vitamins. Christmas brought the real storm. Mom invited me over, promising a family meeting. I arrived to find Claire sprawled on the couch, her latest boyfriend, a trust fund kid named Ethan, draped beside her. Mom sat at the dining table, her hands folded tightly, a glass of wine untouched. The air felt heavy, like the moment before a lightning strike. "Emily," Mom began, her voice soft but edged, "we need to talk about Claire." I blinked. "Claire, this is about my pregnancy." "Right." Mom's lips pursed. "It's about both of you. Claire's been struggling since you told us. She feels overshadowed." I laughed, a sharp, disbelieving sound. "Overshadowed, Mom? I'm pregnant, not running for president." Claire sat up, her eyes flashing. "You don't get it. Everything's always about you now. Poor Emily, pregnant and alone. What about me? I'm trying to build a career, a life, and all anyone cares about is your baby. I stared at her, my sister, the girl I'd once braided hair for, the girl I'd covered for when she snuck out at 15. Claire, this isn't a competition. I'm not doing this to hurt you. Mom cut in. Emily, you know how sensitive Claire is. She's always looked up to you. This, this pregnancy feels like you're punishing her for being young, for having opportunities you didn't take. The words hit like a punch. Punishing her for what? For being mom's favorite, for skating through life while I scrubbed floors to pay for college. My voice shook. Mom, I'm having a child. This isn't about Claire. Why can't you be happy for me? Mom's eyes softened, but only for a moment. I am, honey, but Claire's at a delicate stage. She's applying for grad school, trying to make something of herself. She needs support. I stood, my chair scraping the floor. And I'm doing this alone. Mom, I thought you'd be there for me. I am, she protested. But you're strong. Emily, you always have been. Claire, she needs me more. The room spun. I saw it clearly. Then Mom's love was a finite resource, and Claire had always claimed the lion's share. I walked out, ignoring Mom's calls. Claire's eye roll. Ethan's awkward cough. The cold December air stung my face, but it was nothing compared to the ache in my chest. Back at my apartment, I sat on my thrift store couch, my hand on my belly, my baby, my daughter. The doctor had told me kick softly, a reminder that I wasn't alone, not entirely. I started planning, not just for survival, but for a life. I'd save every penny, find a better job, maybe even go back to school. I'd be the mother I'd always wished Mom could be. Months passed. I worked. I nested. I ignored Mom's half-hearted texts and Claire's occasional jabs. My due date loomed, and with it, a quiet resolve. I didn't need their approval. I needed my daughter to know she was enough. June arrived, hot and sticky. My water broke at 2 a.m. And 12 hours later, Lily was born. She was tiny, perfect, with eyes that seemed to see right through me. Holding her, I felt a love so fierce it drowned out the pain of the past year. I didn't tell Mom or Claire right away. I wanted this moment for us. When I finally called Mom, her voice was cautious. A girl that's wonderful. Emily, can we come see her? I hesitated. Part of me wanted to say no, to protect Lily from the family that had always made me feel less. But another part, the part that still loved them, despite everything, said yes. They came the next day. Mom held Lily, her eyes misty. She's beautiful, she whispered. Claire stood back, arms crossed, but her gaze softened when Lily cooed. For a moment, it felt like we could start over. But old habits die hard. Over the next few weeks, Mom slipped back into her role as Claire's cheerleader. She'd visit, but half the time she'd talk about Claire's grad school applications, her new job, her bright future. Claire, for her part, seemed to thaw slightly. She brought Lily a stuffed bunny, but her compliments were laced with barbs. She's cute, but good luck with the sleep deprivation. One day, Mom pulled me aside. Emily, I know you're mad at me, but I'm trying to balance things. Claire's struggling with her mental health. She feels like she's losing her place in the family. I wanted to scream. Instead, I said, Mom, I'm not punishing Claire by living my life. I'm not taking anything from her. Why can't you see that? Mom's face crumpled. I just want you both to be happy. Then stop choosing her happiness over mine, I said, my voice breaking. I'm your daughter too. She didn't answer. She just hugged me, a weak, fleeting thing, and left. Claire didn't visit again for weeks. Lily grew, and so did I. I found a better job, a paralegal role with benefits. I moved to a 2-bedroom apartment, small but ours. I made friends with other single moms, Women who understood the grind, the joy, the fear. Slowly, I built a life that didn't revolve around Mom's approval or Claire's shadow. A year later, Claire called. She was crying. I got into grad school, but I don't know if I can do it. Everyone expects me to be perfect, and I'm not. I listened, my heart softening but wary. You don't have to be perfect, Claire. You just have to try. She sniffled. I'm sorry, you know, for being me. I didn't mean to make you feel less. It wasn't a full apology, but it was a start. I didn't forgive her right away as some wounds take time, but I didn't shut her out either. Mom, too, started to change. She began calling just to talk about Lily, not Claire. She even apologized, in her own halting way, for not seeing me all those years. The truth is, families are messy. Love doesn't always come in equal portions, and fairness is a myth. But I learned something through Lily. You can't wait for others to make you feel enough. You have to claim it for yourself. So, what do you think? Was I wrong to distance myself from Mom and Claire? Is it fair to call out favoritism, or should I have been more patient? Share your thoughts. Where do you stand on family or fairness and finding your own worth?